Hi everyone, it's Alicia. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back, and thank you for supporting me. So today I want to talk a little bit about my weight loss journey. So I've been together with my boyfriend for about 2 years, and he is a super cook, and I've mentioned that a couple times before. And since I met him, and just with all the cooking and different things, I've gained a lot of weight. So probably around 50 pounds, I would say I need to lose, at least, if not more. But that's kind of my goal initially. So what I decided to do was go on to Weight Watchers. Now, I have tried other diets. I was on Atkins, years ago for about 2 years. I did lose 50 pounds, but within like 2 months, I gained 40 back. And I just really felt like Atkins just wasn't sustainable for me. It's changed a lot since I've been on it. I mean, at the time it was like all protein and, you just vegetables and, there wasn't really anything else like fruit and things like that. So I'm sure it's super different now. And then I also tried Noom. And Noom was really good. But for me, it was a lot of work, I feel like. Because you not only had to track everything, which honestly I always find is a kind of a pain, but I mean, that's how you do it. But there was a lot of psychology things around it, and not that those weren't good things. They were, but you had to be in it every day, reading things. Sometimes there was like little quizzes and different things. So for me, it just wasn't sustainable. And I feel like you have to have something that works for you. I actually met someone on Weight Watchers through the app, and it's a virtual meeting kind of a thing. And so, Weight Watchers wasn't working for her. So she was like, I did really well on Noom. So it always depends on what works for you. So anyway, I decided to go on this journey, and so far so good. So it's been about 2 months, a few days over 2 months, and I've lost 12 pounds. Weight loss is very slow, as any of you who've been on it would know. And I wish you could lose it as fast as you gain it, but that's not the way that it goes. I have had to increase my exercise. I do work at the computer every day, so I do a lot of sitting. And one of the things that really prompted me to start on this, other than not feeling well with, the way that I look, was also the fact that I was not feeling well health-wise. So I've got back issues. I've had back issues for years. I can't even remember when I didn't have a back issue. And now I have neck issues as well. And I'm pretty sure that's from work and sitting and looking at a computer all the time. And so, of course, the more weight that you have, the more those things kind of affect your back and your spine. And even like my knees, I have bad knees. So it'd probably be simpler for me to tell you what actually works on my body. But it's all that weight that just sits on you. It's hard on your knees. It's hard on your feet, everything. So I really wanted to move forward and get onto this plan. So I have done that. And Weight Watchers has an app. And right now, they had a special. I don't know if they still have it or not. But it was $10 a month. I thought for $10, come on, right? So I think the commitment was like 6 months. So I was like, okay, $60. Well, actually $50 because I got the first month free. So I thought my health is definitely worth that, right? So I started it out, and the first thing that I realized was that I was super overeating. So I'm sure you guys have heard the saying, right? Eat to live or live to eat. And so I was definitely living to eat. Okay. I wasn't eating to live. And I realized in the very first week that I was so much overeating that it was just crazy. The first week I did lose 2 pounds. I was kind of surprised that I didn't lose a little bit more, just because my portions were much smaller. And also because I had been overeating so much, because I had been eating much less and just eating until I was full. I really thought that I would lose more, but I lost 2. So it's still good. They say like 1 pound to 2 pounds a week. So I really wanted to lose like 10 a month, but again, I am, at the age where I'm older. A lot of things kind of go against you when you're older. And then also on top of that, I have, some of the health things going on. So it's more difficult for me to be a little bit more active than what I am. So do a lot of walking, but you can do tons of, there's tons of different apps, and you can even go on YouTube. I was doing Leslie Sansone's walking when I couldn't walk outside and stuff like that. And I'm probably dating myself with that. But anyway, so I really started increasing. I bought a Fitbit. I want to do a review on that Fitbit as well, so I can show you guys how that works and how it's been working for me. And I've been doing a lot of research. So when I go to the store, I always have my phone with me. And they have, in the app, they have a little scanning thing here. So you can see it has like a little scan window there. And you can scan anything in the store to see how many points it is. Now, this Weight Watchers version, which again, I've been doing this for 2 months. So if you've done it before, it might have been different. I don't know. This is all points based, which is pretty simple. And they have a lot of free foods. So if you go onto the app, they have a 0-point food list. And if you click into each one of these, it'll tell you like all of the different foods. But basically, your non-starch veggies, your fruits, your eggs, your yogurt and cottage cheese. Now, when they say yogurt, they mean plain. So like if I have a Chobani wild berry or something, I think it's 1 or 2 points because it does have like fruit in it or whatever, but I can't eat the plain. So fish and shellfish, chicken and turkey breast. So I've been eating a lot of chicken, and beans and lentils and peas. I don't eat a lot of beans. If you like tofu and tempeh, you can have that. And then also corn and popcorn. Now the popcorn is for just plain like popped without anything. But I have found several items where you can get a whole cup of popcorn and it has like a salt on it. I don't know, it may have a little bit of butter on it. 1 point for a whole cup. That's really good for a snack. So when you go in, you put in your weight, you fill out your profile, you fill in your goal weight as well. You can put in how many steps you want to do a day, if that's the way you want to do it, and all of those types of things. And then you just keep track in your app. The app shows your activity. It can show your sleep. And now mine shows my sleep because my Fitbit tracks that, and it also tracks my activity. So you connect them up and they can sync up that way. And then you track your weight. So at 5 pounds, I got a little keychain with a metal tag that said 5 pounds on it, which I'll just tell you, I was super excited when I got that because I was just felt like I was making it, like it was just that one little step of encouragement. This also tracks your breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and also tracks your water. If you're doing this, water is super, super important. This also has some challenges in it that you can do. 7 days strong, top tracker, end your day strong, get moving. So I've done a few of these. It also has recipes. So you can search for recipes or you can put ingredients in and then it'll give you recipes based on the ingredients that you have at home. And then also there is a connection piece. And so on there you can join different groups and you can also follow people. And you can see posts that you've saved, recipes that you've saved. And, you can look at who you're following, what's trending, what's new. So it's really kind of cool. They have a lot of different groups. So I've been looking at trying to up my protein right now. And so they have an all about protein group. So they have a carb group. They have a women's group. I mean, it's just great because you can get so much information. And not only that, but I've gotten discouraged a couple times already. And everybody on this app is just very, very encouraging. So they will come in and they will, give you some advice or things that they have seen or they have done or things that they have tried. And they'll just let you know, hey, you're doing great and, just keep at it and everything. So it is a lifestyle change. I usually save some of my weekly points. So you get daily points and weekly points. So I usually save like my weekly points for the weekend, because normally I go out to eat like on a Saturday, or if I know I have like a special occasion, I might be using some extra points. I do that. Something that I didn't realize initially that I did realize later is the more weight that you lose, the more points that you lose. So I had started out with 26 points, and I'm trying to remember when I lost a point. So then I went down to 25 points, and they also take your weeklies away. So I saw that somebody said it was 7. So I haven't really paid too much attention to it, but it is quite different. So I lost a point at some point, and I can't remember the weight. And then I lost weeklies. And then when I hit 10, I think it was 10. It might have been when I hit 12. I lost another point. So now I'm at 24 weeklies and 24 dailies, sorry. And then I get so many weeklies. Now, your exercise also plays a role. So the more you exercise, you will get more weeklies. And if you don't use all of your daily points, you can carry 4 over to your weeklies, only 4. So let's just say you didn't use 5, you would only just carry 4 over. So that just gives you more weeklies for the weekend. You should try to eat, though, your daily. That's what I've always been told. And I notice when I eat more, not more than what my points are, but just, eating throughout the day, I seem to do better than when I just don't really eat much. And sometimes I'm just not hungry, but I'll still just like get something in me, a snack or whatever. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. If anybody has any tips or tricks, I'm totally open to that, or anybody who is using Weight Watchers or interested in Weight Watchers, or maybe even done Weight Watchers in the past. I'm totally open to any kind of comments or suggestions that you might have. So what I'll do next time, I think, is maybe go through some of the snacks and different foods that I have found that I'm using that have lower points. The other thing I'm also doing is, I know some people use MyFitnessPal. I'm using Lose It. So I decided that I wanted to increase my proteins, and plus I wanted to see what I'm eating, because when you're just eating by points, you're like, okay, but what am I really eating? Like how much fat, like how much carbs, like whatever. So I decided to use Lose It. I did download both MyFitnessPal and Lose It. I used MyFitnessPal in the past. Apparently I've used both of them because I had logins, but when I looked at the paid versions, the Lose It was cheaper, so I just said, okay, I'm just going to use that. That also connects into my Fitbit, which is super helpful and helps me to track. Yesterday was my first day of tracking on Lose It, and I was really low on protein, and I was over on my fat, and I was under on my carbs, so that probably wasn't good. Weight Watchers is a low fat kind of a diet. That's the one thing that I don't necessarily care for, I guess I'll say. I think that it's super important for you to have fat in your diet. So I'm not saying like go overboard, but I do think it's important to have some fat. So I don't do any like fat-free stuff. I just don't do it. Like I'd rather just take the hit for the points. I have found some things that are a lot less points that are, just as great. A lot of things I'll do maybe are light, which I don't mind. And some things I had already been doing light, so that's fine. But I will not buy fat-free. So 2% milk, I don't care what kind of milk it is. I can't drink anything but whole. So I just kind of, keep that to a minimum. Even like oatmeal is more points, right? So eggs are free. So I eat a lot of eggs, but if I really want an oatmeal, it does cost me some points, but you just have to plan accordingly. If you're going to spend a little bit more on breakfast, then maybe spend a little bit less on lunch and you have a nice dinner. So you just kind of make things work that way. And you always have your weeklies in case you go over, which is fine. So, but anyway, I started tracking on Lose It just to see what the macros are that I am actually eating. And I think that that's going to really help me in the end, just to kind of see, okay, it's a point or it's 2 points or it's 5 points or whatever, but what am I actually eating? How many calories am I eating? Because if you put all of your information into like Lose It or MyFitnessPal or something like that, it'll tell you how many calories per day you need to eat in order to lose weight. It'll tell you how many grams of fat. It'll tell you carbs. It'll tell you protein, right? And so I think that that's also really important, along with some sort of movement. So nobody says to go join the gym and go there 5 times a day or whatever, right? But just even getting up, walking around, going for a walk, biking if you enjoy. Just do something that you really, really enjoy. And, I think that that makes it easier. I like to walk. I do love to bike. I haven't been biking though, but I do like to walk, and I like to listen to my, books on tape and all of that kind of thing. And so for me, that works. So anyway, let me know your thoughts. Stay tuned for some more information. I'm not sharing pictures right now, but at some point I will share my pictures of my journey through as we go through month by month and let you guys know what's going on. All right. Well, thanks for sharing the time with me today. And I hope that you stick with me on my weight loss journey. All right. Have a great day.